Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I thank you for that debate. Bengal is so frightfully interesting. And finally, Pinarayi Vijayan's left government's decision to withdraw cases linked to Sabarimala and the anti-CAA protest has raised a genuine suspicion if the move is timed to elections. The BJP and the UDF are both talking about it. Here's the political situation in Kerala, this controversy, and then our last debate.
January 2019, widespread protests crippled the state of Kerala. These protests were led by Ayyappa devotees over entry of women into the Sabarimala temple. Exactly a year later, protests against Citizenship Amendment Act turned violent. In 2021, with the Election Commission finalizing the schedule for Kerala elections, the Pinarayi Vijayan-led left government has decided to withdraw cases related to Sabarimala and anti-CAA protests.
The government has withdrawn all the cases registered against it in a bid to win back the trust of the community, especially the dominant community whose vote were clearly lost in the last local body elections.
Can the decision of the left government be seen in isolation? Is there a political motive?
ശബരിമല കാലത്ത് സർക്കാർ എടുത്ത എല്ലാ കേസുകളും പിൻവലിക്കുമ്പോഴാണ് വിശ്വാസികൾക്ക് നീതി ലഭിക്കുന്നത്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഇതിനകത്ത് CAA സമരത്തിന്റെ കേസുകൾ അവർക്കിപ്പോൾ എന്തായാലും പിൻവലിച്ചു കൊടുക്കണം. കാരണം അത് SDPയുടെ ആവശ്യമാണ്.
Are those who promoted anarchy and led a street fight being pardoned only to appease a voter base? Let's debate.
Rahul Ishwar is on the debate. Rahul, is this not time to the elections? I get a feeling that maybe they are worried they won't come back to power. And that's why they are withdrawing cases, especially these kind of cases. Why would you do that? Let the lead. I mean, the favorite line of all politicians always is Anurag. And I'll pit Anurag versus Rahul to start with. Anurag, the favorite line of all politicians is let the law take its own course. So why not let the law take its own course in this case as well?
Arnab ji, can I just point out?
Rahul, you want to start? Rahul and Anurag? Why would, okay, we lost the line there. We'll make it Rahul versus Atikur if they are on opposite sides. Why not let the law take its own course?
Just two submissions. One, Arnab ji might remember, I
Yes.
told you even then, you are the person, it was in your influence that even the highest judiciary took a decision that was against us devotees. I even told you that day we will win. See, right now, left has their own vested interest. Left may be afraid of the Hindu vote bank. That's a different thing. But at the same point of time, this is a huge victory for all devotees. This has been our fight for Article 25 and Article 26. And these protesters, widespread protests across 8 states of India and 6 nations across the world. And Hindus, Ayyappa devotees came together and even Muslim Christian organizations supported us. So it was a great movement. Right now, BJP, Congress, UDF all came forward with this position. So left may have stumbled in front of them. But at the same point of time, let us see that it was a huge movement of devotees. It was a huge movement for Article 25 and Article 26. I concede and accept that there are 1 or 2 incidents. I personally apologize to Arnab Goswami for this.
Why would a clean chit be given before the elections? Anurag, can you hear me now?
Yes, Arnab.
Where do I come into this? Yeah, don't give me credit where it is not due. Don't get me into something where it is not due, Rahul. You know, you have a problem now. Please focus on the subject.
Remember,
why is the clean sheet being given before the elections? Let the law take its own course.
Because we are clean.
No, but Arnab, the clean sheet has not been selectively given only for the Sabarimala protesters. It has been clean sheet given for the CAA protesters also. It is a gesture of respect towards activism in Kerala. Let's welcome this. It's time to hail the Chief Minister. Let's not do politics. I'm not here to do politics because I'm not a politician. But this is a time we should really hail the Chief Minister. He has given clean sheet to the CAA protesters.
No, this is like I mean, he's disrespecting the entire process of investigation.
Why? What's
Arnab,
wrong with that?
Srijit Panikkar is on the debate. Why before an election? Is he
Everybody
worried he's
does it,
losing?
Arnab. So what if it's an election?
Is he going to lose?
Everybody
Is that
does it.
why?
Everybody does
You know,
it.
you're
After
giving clean
election,
chits.
You're not, sir. So the chief minister or any party is not here to serve halwa.
Also,
It's an
everybody
election season.
everybody abuses the system. We also will.
No. My question here, Arnab,
How is it if
that
it
they
is
have taken
if it is
this
abusing of the
decision.
system?
Yeah, but
why don't
1 minute, Anurag.
people approach the court?
Now the problem here.
So you
is
are
that
basically
if the
saying all
left
vote
government-
banks. No, 1 second, 1 minute, just a minute. Let me ask you, Anurag, 1 minute. Anurag and Srijit, now he's provoked me. He's going to have to get it back, Srijit. I mean, you know, the problem is, Anurag, this are people wanting to, do you expect people to give halwa before the election? I mean, you're capable of better arguments than that. I mean, please don't give me the Rahul Gandhi level of arguments, Anurag. You're better than that. My question is more substantial. What I'm saying is, there is a law and order machinery. As the chief minister, you're sworn to defend it.
If there is
Now
any
you
breach
are
of machinery,
withdrawing
the court will take
cases
cognizance
to
of
make
it,
certain
Arnab.
vote banks and groups happy. Then in that case, withdraw all cases, make everyone happy. Withdraw all cases, make everyone happy. That's what you're doing, right? I mean,
Arnab, these were the
you cannot
two
let
major
people
issues.
off the
These were
hook
the two major
just because there's an
matters
election.
of
Then there will be
confrontation
somebody
and
else who will say, listen, I don't belong to any particular vote bank or important group. And hence my cases, no. My cases will not be withdrawn. Why? Next you'll say, okay, you are from this caste, this group, this religion, I'll withdraw your cases.
Arnab, CAA protests.
It's a dangerous trend, Anurag. Don't support it.
Of activism were the benchmarks of activism, and there was a need to set precedent. Arnab, if it was anything wrong, breach of system, there are people to end up in the court, and court will take cognizance of this. We are not here to do trial of the chief minister. If there
So
is
next
anything
time
wrong,
before an
let the
election,
court
we
take-
should give all the people in the toolkit cases also a clean chit. All the toolkit people should be given a clean chit even before the investigation starts.
Come on, Arnab. Arnab,
Srijit.
Yeah,
toolkit is a completely different issue.
Thank you, gentlemen. Arnab, the problem here is that there is this newfound love for some incidents which happened in 2018, October, November. So where was this love for this community? Where was this love for these people for 2.5 years? So just when the elections are around the corner,
was
you are
not love for
dropping
community. Let me
charges.
counter it.
You are taking
Sir,
a lot.
Rahul
Please, let me complete.
Rahul
Sir,
Ishwar always
please.
made this point.
Please let me
Rahul Ishwar always
complete,
made this
sir.
point.
Sir.
Every Hindu, Muslim, Christian
Sir,
organization
let me complete.
was behind the Sabarimala
Sir,
protest.
This is not Rahul
please
Ishwar,
don't
this
give
is
him a
Srijit
radio.
Panikkar.
Please,
This is
please don't give him a
Srijit
radio.
Panikkar. Don't confuse the two.
Come on.
Yeah,
It's not about religion.
see the problem
Mr.
here.
Panikkar, it's not about religion. It is not about religion. Your protester,
Sir,
Rahul Ishwar
please,
himself made it clear. Every Hindu,
please hear
Muslim,
me out.
Christian
Sir,
organization
please hear me
was
out.
supporting this
I'll explain.
protest. And
No.
if the
If you are
clean chit is
questioning,
given, it
if
is
you
for
are
everyone.
questioning,
Please
no,
don't
if
bring
you are
religion.
questioning, it
You are
is not
instigating
religion.
people.
If
You are
no,
instigating people.
wait.
Please don't bring religion.
No. If it is
about
not
I
religion,
object. I object.
Arnab,
It is about
if it is not
You made
religion,
the
I will
mention
break
about
his
religion.
arguments right away. Point number one. Please listen to me now. Point number one. The Congress made this an election topic and the CPM initially decided that they would not speak about this. When the regional channel conducted debates, they actually withdrew the CPM representatives. Question is why? Two, the Congress released a draft of a model
It's their
Sabarimala Act. No, please listen. The Congress released a draft of a model Sabarimala Act, which is purely to guard the interests of the protesters or the devotees, that crowd. Now what happened? No, please listen. Now what happened is the CPM took a position where they disowned their own dialectical materialism. Would you believe? It is one of the founding stones of the communism and Communist Party, and they disowned it. Their state leader, Mr. M.V. Govt, said that would not sell, that cannot be implemented in the Indian context. Now, what is communism without dialectical materialism? That is a question. CPM leader, M.A. Baby, former minister, he said that they are ready to submit a revised affidavit in the Supreme Court. Do you submit an affidavit every day in the Supreme Court? No. You submit it when there is a change of guard, there is a change of position. You are ready for that. Two, the government has been saying that they will obey the orders of the constitutional bench of the Supreme Court, and there will not be any dialogue after that. Now they are saying, even if that happens, they will initiate a dialogue with the devotees, and only then they would implement it. Now, don't you see the religion angle in this? Don't you see the religion angle in this?
What's the religion
Tell me.
angle? I'm only saying
This is purely because
People like Anurag Naidu should accept Swami Ayyappa won over LDF.
which is having a lot of influence right across the
Communists
state.
lost in front of Ayyappa. That's what really happened. Left succumbed. left crumbled in front of Ayyappa. It is a victory of Swami Ayyappa or left, and left lost in front of Ayyappa. Why don't you admit it? Why do you hide behind words? What really happened is the victory of Hindus and Ayyappa devotees.
I believe you have to
Anurag.
it, and we have to see the
Anurag. Anurag countering.
Chief Minister.
Anurag countering.
And this model need to be get followed everywhere. This model, this
No,
is
if
a
there
great
had-
model. I think
by
all
this
states must
logic,
follow this
by-
model. There is only and only the political angle has been
Okay,
seen by
viewers,
the BJP, who is even
all states must
accusing
follow
the
the
Chief
model.
Minister.
Guru Prakash Paswan.
Yes, sir.
I disagree with the model. I disagree
No,
with
this
the
is one of the
model.
best models.
I
This is one of the
disagree
best
with this
because
model.
they have
Let me now
they
place
have
my
mentioned
views.
categorically.
I disagree with the model. Can I place my views? Can I place my views?
They should not be given
Can I place my views? I disagree with this model. This is what I call executive appeasement. When the executive, in order to get itself another term, appeases people in criminal cases, then I think it becomes a form of executive appeasement. Now, this has nothing to do with my individual views on the Sabarimala issue or CAA. Rahul
No, this is
Ishwar
the
knows
reason
that
they
I
have said
believe
that
that the
any serious
restrictions
charges are
for
not
women
going
to
to
go
get- not-
to
not
CAA,
given
to Sabarimala should be lifted. There should be no restrictions. Everybody is equal before God. And the second point is, as far as CAA is concerned, while I myself have reservations with CAA as an idea, I find it unacceptable that people who don't know one line of the CAA law or the history of the CAA in any part of India were using it to polarize Muslims. So on both these issues, I think I have very strong views. But my point is not that, Guru. My point is, and Guru and Atik can debate, before an election you'll give a clean chit, which means Rahul Ishwar should ask, if there was no election there would be no clean chit, but it's convenient. Rahul Ishwar and Srijit Panikar will not ask that question. Rahul Ishwar and Srijit Panikar should be asking that question.
I'm not saying that.
So tomorrow before a municipal election, we'll remove these number of cases. Tomorrow before a state election, we'll remove these many number of cases. Tomorrow before a national election, we'll remove all cases.
Subscribing to
This
that.
is
Open the jails. Come on now, come on. Did people not throw stones? Were crude bombs not hurled?
Hypocrisy of highest standard. Come on.
Come on now.
Rahul Ishwar
Guru.
was-
Subscribing to that view, Arnab.
Rahul Ishwar kept on
No,
requesting the state
this is
government to
certainly,
lift
this
the
is
cases.
certainly, as
Now
you
that the
pointed
cases
out,
has been lifted,
as you
now
pointed
the cases
out,
have
this
been
is a case of executive appeasement. This is a case of executive appeasement. You are taking the devotees of Lord Ayyappa for granted.
Which
How can you do
executive,
this?
sir?
Nothing less than an apology.
Sir, which
Nothing less than an
executive in
apology.
India, whether state or
Nothing
the
less than an
center?
apology. Sir, listen to me.
Sir,
you
which
cannot.
executive,
Your
tell me,
sinister design
has the
stand
central
exposed now.
government not done it?
Your sinister design stand exposed
Sir,
now.
overnight-
Nothing less than an apology.
overnight
You
in the
cannot
Gujarat
take
elections-
Ayyappa devotees for granted. You are taking them for granted. As elections are approaching, you are trying to take advantage. You are equating both these issues, CAA protest and Ayyappa devotees. You are
Arnab,
putting
may
them
I-
in the same bracket for taking political advantage out of it. You think the people of Kerala are fools or what? Are you taking them for granted or not? You tell me this. You are
Arnab, may I come
taking
in,
them for
sir?
granted. These people who were fighting for their
Atik will
customs.
quickly respond.
These people who were fighting for their, struggling for their customs, traditions,
Arnab,
tradition
now
and
point
culture.
number one
This is a
is-
tribal culture. You are denigrating the tribal culture.
sir.
No. This is very unfortunate. As the election approaches, this executive appeasement starts.
Okay,
This is
Mr.
something
Guru,
which
you
should
have
not
done
be
it.
encouraged in a political democracy like us.
Arnab, I think all political parties stand exposed as far as the Sabarimala issue is concerned. Now, herein the state government is within its prerogative to do this. And tell me which state government and
Oh,
the
but we
central
accept it for
government
CAA.
also,
His argument
they
is
have
brilliant.
done it
If
repeatedly in the
Sabarimala
past.
protesters
You
have
never
cases removed, it's
objected
good,
to
bad. But if CAA protests, it's good. Srijit
This is not the
Panikar.
question of Sabarimala.
That's a crazy
or
argument.
CAA.
Appeasement,
The
Arnab.
question is,
Arnab, what Mr.
before
Atikur
the
is saying
elections,
is
before
appeasement.
the
See, I am calling a
guidelines
spade a
of the
spade.
Election Commission
I am saying
comes in,
that
all
the
state
government has been
government have done
using
it.
this to their advantage. to get the votes of
Arre,
the
all
Hindu
appeasement
community
is
and
bad,
the
yaar.
Nayars,
Religious
which has been
appeasement or
drifting away
executive
from them.
appeasement don't qualify.
So you never
No,
objected
the
to
problem here is
appeasement.
that they are
When
actually giving
Yogi
these freebies to
Adityanath did
BJP
all the
supporters as well
criminal cases,
and the UDF
he
supporters,
withdrew the
and they are giving
criminal
this as a
cases
freebie,
against
as a
himself.
political advantage. To gain political advantage out of this, because they saw that in the last local
Sir,
body
why
elections,
you
a
didn't
significant
object to
population
the
of
UP
Hindus,
Chief Minister
especially
doing
the
the same
upper caste
thing?
Hindus,
My
have been
only
drifting away
objection,
from the
Arnab,
left
is
ideology.
why you
The
didn't
NSS,
object
which
to
supports
this
the interests of the
when
upper caste
UP Chief
Nair
Minister
community,
did it to
has been
himself.
drifting away. The government
And
was
those were
severely
the
censured by
criminal cases,
NSS.
mind you.
Then
These
they
are
were actually
non-serious,
urged
non-criminal
into
cases.
doing this by both parties, both BJP and UDF. So for political mileage and advantage, they have been using this because they saw that a pattern was developing that the upper caste Hindus
Sir, why
were drifting
you
away
didn't
from the left
object to the
ideology.
BJP
The
doing
NSS,
it?
which guards the interests of
Why
the upper
only
caste
the
Nayars,
Kerala government?
has severely
Why
censured
only
Okay,
this
viewers.
movement. They censured this
Okay,
movement.
viewers,
This is
now-
political appeasement.
Because
Do you agree with me?
supports the Muslims.
Do you agree with me, viewers, that if religious appeasement is bad, executive appeasement is also not something to be proud of? Rahul Ishwar, I will always disagree with you on this subject, but you have a right to have your own point of view, and I shall see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Till then, good night and goodbye.